Hello and welcome to Crypto News. Today is February 19th, 2026, and the top cryptocurrency news is as follows. We start our episode with a small correction to yesterday's video where I told you that Midnight will be released at the end of this month. That was incorrect, and the truth is that it will be released at the end of next month, so we know when it will be released. And from this correction, we go to the CEO of Goldman Sachs, Mr. Solomon, who, as he told us, owns a very small amount of Bitcoin. Why is this important? This is important because this man has been a supporter of blockchain technology for years, but he always said that Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are not very useful and that they only exist for speculative purposes. While now he bought Bitcoin, albeit in a very small amount, and believe me, over the years this amount will increase more. Moving on to our ETFs, let me tell you that the Canary Capital and Grayscale ETFs for SUI have entered the market, and these two ETFs also have staking in them, and we wonder if they have inflows or not. Moving on to our coins, we will go to Base, which will now have its own technology. Let me tell you first that we are talking about the Ethereum L2, which was built by Coinbase. Base, which when it was launched in 2023, was launched with Optimism technology to be fast as a network and to be on the Optimism superchain. Now we are learning that it wants to leave Optimism and have its own unified architecture software. In the photo below, we can see that on the left it shows how Base works now in simple terms, while on the right it shows how Base will work in the future without using technology from other chains. And let me remind you that we have been told that Base will have its own currency, so maybe we are one step closer to Base becoming 100% autonomous. Of course, this caused the price of Optimism to drop by 15% on the 24-hour chart because it is losing one of the most powerful networks based on its technology, while WLF went up a lot, as you can see. From where its price was at 0.09, it immediately went to $0.1. And the main reason is the World Liberty Forum. So let's say that the project that the Trump family supported announced the World Liberty Forum on February 18th at his residence in Florida. And there will also be an agenda that will cover digital assets, stablecoins, artificial intelligence, and the strength of the dollar, among other things. Of course, there will be a lot of people there. We don't know who yet. And many say that's why the currency has skyrocketed. Moving on, we'll move on to Ripple, where we learned that French banking group Societe Generale's digital asset arm, SG Forge, has deployed its euro-denominated stablecoin, EUR CoinVertible, on the XRP Ledger, marking its third blockchain launch after Ethereum and Solana. And this is the third chain to support it, having been first on Ethereum, then Solana, and now XRP. What's more, the launch is backed by Ripple's custodial infrastructure and could allow for integration into Ripple products, including their use as collateral for transactions. So, another XRP collaboration, as you can see. For the last part of our day, I'll take you to the hacked Ethereum DAO from 2016. Thanks to this DAO, they rolled back the chain so that transactions could return to the state they were in before the hack. And so Ethereum split into Ethereum and Ethereum Classic. As a result, there is $150 million worth of Ethereum stuck around. The last thing we know, since Vitalik said he wanted to use that money to support Ethereum, is that the DAO security fund will stake a portion of the 75,000 idle ethers, ETH, and grow the yield through community-driven funding rounds to support Ethereum security research, tools, and rapid response efforts, while keeping claims open for any remaining eligible token holders. And that's Ethereum's latest moves with this particular DAO. Now, coming into our market, we'll see that Bitcoin is at $66,000. And let me tell you, yesterday the price dropped sharply to $65,000. And the main reason is that the Fed doesn't know what it wants to do, because there are Fed officials who say there should be a rate cut. There are others who say rates should remain steady, but now there is a third group that supports a rate hike. And that, when the market heard it, it didn't like it at all. And that's why we had this very small drop, to be honest. But it's also the only thing I found that helped the price drop to $65,000. That wraps up the top news for crypto today, February 19th, 2026. I'd like to remind you that the content you just watched is created for educational purposes only and should not be considered as investment advice, but rather as investment opinion. Please subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and feel free to comment. Take care everyone and have a good day.